Hello and welcome. A very happy Holi to all of you. This is Rajya TV News at 9. I'm Rajat Kane. Let's have a look at the top headlines. All arrangements in place for counting of votes tomorrow for Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland Assembly elections. Re-poll held in 13 booths in 9 Assembly constituencies in Nagaland today. Vietnam's President Tran Dai Quang arrives in Bodh Gaya, Bihar on 3-day visit to India, meeting with President Ram Nath Kovind and talks with Prime Minister Modi scheduled tomorrow. Twelve Maoists killed in encounter with security forces on Telangana-Chhattisgarh border. Top Maoist leader also among those shot at by joint team from 5 states. Government says there is no change in its policy on Dalai Lama. Clarifies that spiritual leader has been accorded all freedom to carry out his religious activities in India. A nation celebrates Festival of Colours Holi with enthusiasm. President, Vice President and Prime Minister greet people on the occasion. Results of Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland Assembly elections will be declared tomorrow. Preparations have been completed for counting of votes in all 3 states in the northeast. An elaborate 3-tier security arrangement has been made at counting centres. While Nagaland has 17 counting centres, there are 13 such centres in Meghalaya. 11 companies of Central Armed Paramilitary Police Forces have been deployed in Tripura. Votes will be counted in the supervision of district election officials in presence of candidates and party agents. Counting in all 3 states will start at 8 a.m. While Tripura went on polls on Feb 18th, elections were held in Nagaland and Meghalaya on Feb 27th. Rajya TV has made special arrangements for special broadcast of trends, results and analysis in 3 states. From 8 o'clock in the morning, our correspondents will get you the latest vote trends. Our guest analysis will give the accurate analysis of the results and political trends from our studios. Meanwhile, re-poll was held in 13 booths in 9 assembly constituencies in Nagaland today. Polling was held from 7 in the morning to 3 p.m. The re-poll was ordered by Election Commission after it received complaints of faulty EVMs and voter identity cards on these booths. We're joined with the correspondent Ravinder Singh Sharon from Shillong. Ravinder, thanks for joining us. It's been an intense campaign in the northeastern state. What are you looking ahead?
Yeah, Rajat, for tomorrow, the counting, the Election Commission has made elaborate arrangement, which include the security arrangement also. Special arrangement has been done so that we will be able to get the trends and results as soon as possible, because this is geographically the condition of Meghalaya is a bit tough and very far off places are there, but the Election Commission has made elaborate arrangement. The webcast will be there. Every round after every round we will be able to get the results from all the 12 or the 13 counting center which has been made here. It's a 3-tier system of the security, which includes the local police and the CAPF has been deployed. 10 companies especially has been deployed in the Turai region, which was earlier affected by the violence, where we saw the killing of one of the candidate NCP's candidate Jonathan Sangma. This election was quite crucial, and the results will be very crucial, especially for the Congress party, as the Congress is trying to save its government here in Meghalaya. There are only 2 states. Earlier, as we know, that historically it was a very big, this was the bastion of Congress party in the whole of the northeast. But now, as the Congress is left, the Congress government is left only in Mizoram and Meghalaya. So it is a crucial election for the Congress party. Congress party has Rahul Gandhi, the president of the Congress party. He led the whole campaign like this, that this is they have to save the government. On the other hand, the BJP is also trying to base here in the northern eastern states, especially after winning 2 or 3 states in Assam, Manipur, and Arunachal Pradesh. The BJP is trying to expand its footprints in rest of the rest of the state as well. So it is quite a crucial election. The issues which were raised during the day, Rajat, yes.
Ravindra, I have a very small question here. Besides these two national parties, Congress and the BJP, are there any small regional or indigenous parties which may perhaps play a role after tomorrow's polls?
Yeah, that's very important. Rajat, what we have, total 15 political parties are contesting. They are in the fray. 13 parties are the regional one. Only 2 national parties, the BJP and the Congress, are fighting this election. The 13 parties, which is the most important and the prominent party is the NPP, which is headed by Konrad Sangma. His father was Konrad Sangma, the former Speaker of the Lok Sabha and one of the tallest tribal leader of this area. He is the most important party, and he is leading the party because he successfully could manage to able the Tripura Lok Sabha seat in the last election, which happened after the death of his father a couple of years back. And he is the main contender of this party. NPP is giving a tough fight to both the Congress and the BJP. And what the political pundits here are saying, that if BJP will be able to gain a lot of seats here, or if they will be able to or NPP or they will be able to bring maximum seats here, then they can merge, they can join hands together to form the government. So NPP, rest of the political parties, NCP and some other parties are also there, but they have hold in some of the pockets. So they are not the tough contenders, they are not the prominently the whole state level parties, but they are in the active in small pockets of the state. Yeah.
Right, Ravindra. Thanks a lot for joining us. So clearly stakes high for both BJP and Congress, whereas the other regional parties will have a lot to play. Moving on to Tripura, we are joined with our correspondent Kriti Mishra. Kriti, thanks for joining us. Tripura is one of the last citadels to say off the left parties, and there has been an intense election campaign. So how intense was the campaign as you covered the elections for us?
Well, Rajat, the most important thing is that this was the first direct electoral contest between the left and the BJP in the country. While the BJP has been emboldened by several exit polls that show that BJP would be trouncing the left government here, while there are others that say that BJP would be in a position to consolidate itself. So certainly the BJP has been emboldened. But as far as the CPM is concerned, it has rubbished all the exit polls and says that people would repose confidence in the left front government, and Tripura would witness the formation of 8th left front government in the state. So certainly, it's a very close contest between the two parties, because remember, the BJP virtually did not exist in the state a few years ago, because even if I talk about 2013 elections, the vote share of the BJP was a meager 1.5%, and today it is the major challenger. So certainly very high stakes for the BJP and for the CPM as well. But the BJP is absolutely confident that the catchphrase it gave, that was of "Chalo Paltai," which means let's flip or let's change, that would get reflected in the results tomorrow. But the CPM is also confident that there is no anti-incumbency in the state. So it remains to be seen whether this remains the citadel of the left, or, as the BJP has been claiming, that Tripura would become the 20th state to be ruled by the BJP. Well, the results would be out tomorrow, and we shall all get to know. Rajat?
Kriti, one small question. We have seen through the elections that Congress party especially had around 36–35% vote share. And as you said, that BJP's vote share was merely negligible. In this election, we saw an extremely meticulous BJP tying up with the indigenous parties. So, would there be a picture where BJP would be replacing Congress once and for all in Tripura, or at least for a long time to come? At least in terms of vote share, I'm asking.
Well, absolutely, Rajat. Results or no results, certainly the BJP seems to have replaced Tripura, seems to have replaced Congress in Tripura. Because remember, the Congress had won around 10 seats in 2013 assembly elections, but 6 of them, they became turncoats and joined the TMC. Later on, these 6 MLAs of the Congress party joined the BJP. Thereafter, even when the elections were very close, Another Congress MLA joined the BJP, and the Congress lost one by-poll to the CPM. So the number of the Congress from 10 to the current position of the Congress is just 2 MLAs in Tripura Assembly. So certainly a very tough call for the Congress, but a lot of experts and even the Congress-turned courts have been alleging that the Congress had a tacit understanding with the left in the centre, and that's why the party did not let the local leaders grow. But certainly a very tough time for the Congress, and it seems how much would the vote share what kind of vote share it'll this time clinch, because even the exit polls have said that the Congress is likely to win 0 to 2 seats. So it remains to be seen how things pan out for the Congress tomorrow.
Right,
Rajat?
Preeti. Thanks a lot. A long day for you tomorrow. Wishing you all the best. We join with us Panchanan from Nagaland. Panchanan, thanks for joining us. Nagaland election saw a lot of disturbance, to say off, in terms of there was several parties which threatened to boycott the polls, and eventually polls did take place. How was the election campaigning?
Yeah, Rajat, you may say that Nagaland is known for its political instability, and especially in the last 5 years, where in last 5 years the 4 chief ministers have sworn in. It means to say that 4 chief ministers changed in the last 5 years. That was the condition of instability in Nagaland. And the incumbent NPF is a party who is facing anti-incumbency in this Nagaland election. And the BJP and DPP new alliance in this time is giving a tough fight to this NPF. So here the mood of the people are that they want stable government and also strong opposition also. And where there is no corruption in the politics, because we all know that the elections of Nagaland is all money, where the money matters only, and where the voting is a proxy and the voters are being bribed. But this time the Election Commission has tried to ensure that there is a less use of money because of the history of this Nagaland. So it has to be seen that BJP is looking up a big power here with NDPP. So the issues which all are here are very much in the line of BJP NDPP alliance, because the unemployment, bad conditions of road, and the corruption was the major issues on which line the election had been fought. Now it is to be seen tomorrow. All the things have been done for this counting, and in 12 districts there are 7 counting centers had been made, and we have to see that on which line Nagaland goes for on this 3rd of March.
Right, Panchanan, thanks a lot for joining us from Nagaland. So, litany of issues in Nagaland, starting with the unemployment and on the front of electoral reforms, meticulous work by the Election Commission as well, so as to make sure that elections take place in a free and fair manner. Time for a very short break. More on the other side.
On this edition of Policy Watch, we will analyze India's growth story.
To put in place a system by which the insolvency and bankruptcy code implementation is smoother and faster.
Q4 rate may not be that high, but it will continue on the trend despite the problems.
In the next segment of Policy Watch today, we will discuss the NPA problem and the role of audit regulators.
Statutorily empowered regulator is in place, which can oversee whether auditors are performing their required job.
The problems which arise in public sector banks and private sector banks are different because the incentive structures are different.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. People across India sang, danced and smeared each others with color powders on Friday as country celebrated Holi, the most awaited festival of the year for Hindus. These three pictures from different parts of the country tell the story of Holi in the Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir. The 50th Battalion of the BSF celebrated Holi at the line of control. Ayodhya, the city of Lord Ram in Uttar Pradesh, was also awash with colours of Holi. Whereas people in West Bengal and Siliguri smeared each other with colours and greeted everyone on the occasion of Holi. The festival of Holi marks the end of winters and arrival of spring commenced in many parts of the country yesterday. Holi is also celebrated as Thanksgiving for good harvest. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi wished the nation on the auspicious occasion of Holi. The President said the festival of colour, Holi, is celebration of harmony in our society. It conveys a message of unity, goodwill and fraternity. Conveying warm greetings on the occasion, the Vice President said Holi is celebrated with fervour and enthusiasm throughout the country to mark the end of winters and the onset of springs. He said the ritual of Holika Dahan on the eve of Holi symbolizes victory of good over the evil, and the bonfire reminds us to get rid of dead wood and ignoble baggage of thoughts and action. The Prime Minister also took on Twitter wishing everyone on the occasion of Holi a very, very happy Holi. The festival of Holi is all about forgetting differences and putting aside rivalries. Holi is a festival that entire country is celebrating with excitement and enthusiasm. The sounds of music and holy colours mix with equal measures in various Indian cities from Ahmedabad to Hyderabad and Nagpur. Well, those were lovely colours of Holi. Time for a very short break. More on the other side.
Chemistry has done a lot of advancement. Now our challenge is to revisit all chemistry in a different way. Most of the chemistry we have developed, in fact, not green. We have to revisit them, remake them, reorganize them to eliminate the side effect, make them greener.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Dibakar Chandradeva, Professor, Department of Chemistry at Guwahati University, only on Rajya Sabha TV.
The Northeast. Another jewel in the nation's crown. Cradle of cultures and languages, where people and nature live in harmony. Untapped potential, an untold story. India's emerging gateway to Southeast Asia. Brought to you on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. Time for some more national and international news. President of Vietnam, Tran Dai Quang, arrived today on 3-day India visit. He's being accompanied with his wife Nguyen Thi Hien and an official delegation. Quang is visiting Bodh Gaya before coming to Delhi. He'll be meeting President Ramnath Kovind tomorrow and also hold talks with Prime Minister Modi. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj and Lok Sabha Speaker Smitra Mahajan will also call on the visiting dignitary. The Vietnamese president will also have an interaction with prominent Indian businessmen. The visit aims to further deepen the comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries. The government on Friday clarified that Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama has been accorded all freedom to carry out his religious activities in India. The clarification comes in the wake of reports that appeared in the certain sections of media stating that centre has allegedly asked to skip Dalai Lama events in the bid to mend fences with Beijing. The Ministry of External Affairs reiterating that New Delhi's stance on its spiritual leader is clear and consistent. It said Dalai Lama is a revered religious leader and deeply respected by the people of India. There is no change in that position. Media reports had stated that in February, Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale had issued an official statement asking to skip all functions of Dalai Lama, seeking to be an embodiment of India's commitment to mending ties with China. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu today reiterated its demand for a special category status for the state. He said that the state will only be financially stable if all assurance given in Andhra Pradesh Reorganisation Act 2014 were fulfilled and implemented. Naidu, who was addressing the TDP Parliamentary Board meeting, said the state was given a raw deal and it's encountering problems. At least 12 Maoists, including top leader Hari Bhushan, were shot dead in encounter near Telangana-Chhattisgarh border today. A commander from anti-Maoist Greyhound team was also killed in the gunfight. The encounter broke out when joint teams from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra were conducting combing operation. Various security personnel were injured in the encounter. According to police, the top Maoist leader Hari Bhushan alias Jagan was among those killed in the gunfight. Last month, 4 suspected Maoists were killed in a firefight with security forces in Jharkhand. For the first time in over 2 years, banks have increased the interest rates, indicating change in the rate cycle. The country's largest lender, the State Bank of India, and largest private sector bank, ICICI Bank, increased lending rates up by 20 basis points, a move that will increase equated monthly installment for home car loans for its customers. While the SBI has increased one-year margin cost of funds based on lending rate MCLR by 20 basis points to 8.15%, ICICI Bank hiked it by 10 BPS to 8.3%. MCLR is a benchmark rate to which all loans rates are linked. Rates in all other tenures of MCLR have been increased. Most loans are linked to the one-year MCLR. This is the first time banks have increased MCLR since introduction in 2016. The new rates effective from March 1st will be applicable to new customers. For existing customers, the new rates will come into effect when the interest rates are reset. A 10 BPS increase in lending rate for Rs 10 lakh home loan of 20 years will result in EMI increase of Rs 63. Meanwhile, PNB increased its loan prices by 15 BPS to 8.30%. It also raised the overnight 1 month, 3 month and 6 months rate by 15 BPS to 7.80%, 7.95% and 8.10% and 8.25% respectively. The bank also increased its retail and bulk term deposit up to 45 basis points. The United States government says it's aware of the media reports that diamond jeweler Nirav Modi is in the country. A State Department official, however, said it's unable to confirm the reports. Meanwhile, a US court has passed an interim order that prevents creditors from collecting debt from Punjab National Bank fraud case accused Nirav Modi's international jewellery business, Firestar Diamond. This comes after Firestar Diamond has filed for bankruptcy in the United States. In another court filing, Firestar Diamond has revealed a complex web of companies which said the majority of stakes in the company ends up with Nirav Modi. As part of multi-agency probe, the Central Investigating Agency has arrested another senior executive of Punjab National Bank. The agency has claimed to have recovered documents related to the letters of undertaking as it continued its searches in connection with the fraud. The agency has also arrested internal chief auditor of the bank. Meanwhile, the Enforcement Directorate has moved a special court in Mumbai seeking non-bailable warrant against Geetanjali Gems promoter Mehul Choksi. The agency has also moved another court seeking permission to search the South Mumbai residence of billionaire diamond merchant Nirav Modi. The Central Bureau of Investigation has filed an FIR against former chairman and managing director of United Bank of India, Archana Bhargav. The agency has filed a report on charges of amassing disproportionate assets to the tune of 3.6 crore. The CBI has alleged that during her tenure at various banks at the senior positions between 2004 and 14, Bhargav amassed assets worth rupees 4.89 crores and incurred additional expenditure of rupees 1.47 crore against income of rupees 2.73 crore. And in sports news now, India's star grappler Vineet Fogart settled for a silver medal in Asian Wrestling Championship in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan yesterday. In a summit clash of women's 50 kg freestyle event, Vinesh lost to China's Chung Lee 2-3 to finish second. Another Indian, Sangeeta, claimed a bronze medal in 59 kg division after she defeated South Korea's Ji-yoon. The two medals increased India's tally to 4 medals in the tournament so far. Earlier, Greco-Roman wrestlers Harpreet Singh and Rajendra Kumar had won a bronze medal each in their respective weight categories. That's it for now. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV for more. Thank you.